Well, we thank God Almighty. Once again, we have started or we've come back to do one or two things, the bidding of our heart. You are welcome to online. You are welcome once again to class. This is the time for us to at least do a lot of things, and you and I have to do it accordingly. We started with VPN, but this is the time for us to configure the real VPN. Okay. And what we are trying our best to do at this moment, we did the configuration between the orange side and the green side that they can ping through themselves. We configure the OSPF. So on the corporate network that we have right now, every machine can ping each other. But it's time for us now to make sure that VPN, that is the virtual private network, is going to lie down between the router BFR1 and BFR3. So it means that BFR2 will stand in as a ISP. And the mini practical that we did, that we use the VPN book, you see that our IP address was changed depending on the country origin that you choose to get your VPN server. So we are going to configure the VPN in such a way that router 2, which is BF2, will not have intimate with a packet which is ICMP, but rather is going to be between BFR1 and BFR2. The same time, when you look at the screen, you can see that right now, for a packet to move from orange side to the green side, definitely the BFR2 must have that packet what? Passing. So, for not wasting much time, I have to start configuring the VPN. It's good that you are all set and done. But we have a background and also a scenario. The network topology that you are seeing right now bears 3 routers. And our task is to configure router 1 and router 3 so that it will support only site-to-site VPN in the terms of Internet Protocol security. All of us know that a VPN, when traffic flows between their respective LANs, the IPsec VPN tunnel from router 1 to router 3 via router 2. So in this case, router 2 acts as a path flow and has no knowledge of the VPN that we are coming to do. And IPsec also will provide a secure transmission of sensitive information over unprotected networks in a due time such as internet. All of us know that the IPsec operates at the network layer, and we have 7 layers. So if I said IPsec operates at the network layer, you must know where exactly IPsec operates. Now, network layer, and at the same time, it protects, it authenticates, and also authorizing a user flow of packet. So this one is very simple for us to understand what we are about to do. Between BFR1 and BFR3 is what we are about to talk about now. The configuration is going to lie on them alone, not only BFR2, because BFR2 will not have a knowledge of what we are about to do. Okay? Yes. And last week, that is what we tried our best to do. So, for not too much wasting time again, let's go straight to our network. Our first thing that we have to do, we have to be on router 1. So let's go to router 1. Let's go straight to router 1. So be on. Now the first thing that you have to do, because of the security reasons and also security configuration, we are on the security lab. What we are going to do is that we have to make sure that this router must have what? Security features. So you and I, you know that we have already configured what? Security. You know how to give a router security. So please, let's go on. First thing is what? License, followed by boot, then model, then the series, then the technology package, then the security. Enter. Then you choose yes. Now, after everything is set and done, make sure that you save the configuration, okay? After saving the configuration, type end. Then WR to write, then the copy running, startup running. Then after that, you choose what? Reload. Choose yes to reload. So that the security features that you have already set on your router can be installed. Enter and type the password. Then it says show version. Show version. So you can see that our security has been what? Installed. So check and see whether yours look like how mine is. So make sure that verify that the security technology package has been enabled by using the show version command in the privilege mode. Our next point for us to do, because of the security reasons, we are going to create ACL. Are you following it? And we know the work of the ACL. Denying and what? Permissions. Okay, so the ACL is what? Access control lists. Yes, we are going to deal with this one so that the traffic can only flow between router 1 and router 3. So keep this thing in your mind. The first thing, the access control list is going to fall between the two solid routers, which means that router 2 will not have impact in whatever that is going to happen. Though router 2 will be in the same network with them, but nothing of that sort will happen. Are you following it? Do you understand? Yeah. Because what we are trying to do is that it's like, you know, last week, a router, yes. It's like you.
But then you configure everything to the router 1.
Router 1. Then router 3 also. But look at something. Last week, Friday, we did a configuration. You saw your location of your ISP, which is Ghana. But after you configuring the VPN, you saw that it changed. Some choose US, some choose Canada, some choose Turkey, any other place that you choose. It means that you are using their what? VPN server. But the ISP, which is Ghana, don't have access to what you are doing. Meanwhile, you were on Ghana first before going to that place. So whatever that transpired between you and their server, ISP in Ghana don't know. So ISP in Ghana becomes router 2. Do you understand now? So that is what we are coming to. So let us now create a LAN, okay? Let us create a LAN and also permit an IP address of the green side. We are permitting an IP address
of the orange side, this particular side, orange side. We have to permit an IP address of the orange side. So let's do justice to the practical, the configuration. Let's go. So let's go to config, that is config T. Go to config T. Then access lists. Let's choose 100. Then permit. Then the IP. That is the IP address of the orange. So we don't want to specify a host, but we want to permit the entire network. Okay. So 192.168.1.0. Then you have to choose the wildcards. So 0.000 and 0.255. Then the opponent's IP address and the subnet is going to be between this particular orange and this one, green. So you are permitting this one, and you are allowing the packet to flow, which is ICMP packet to flow to router 3. Look at how the thing is. So it's going to be between them. So the next one is going to be the network, the green side, the green side IP address. That is when you connect your VPN, you saw that they gave you their IP address. Their server. United States gave you their server IP address. Where is all it? So now let's type 192. So let's check the IP address of them. It's what? 192.168.20. Thank you. .0. Thank you very much. So 192.168.20.0. Then you type the wildcards 0.0.0.255. Enter. So now we are going to configure what we call ISK key. ISK key. I will explain the ISK key for you, okay? The ISK key is Internet Security Association. ISK key. ISK key. Internet Security Association. And a key management protocol. That is ISA KMP. And what is the main purpose for this particular key? Is that it's a protocol defined by RFC 2408.
Is what?
Internet Security Association. Yes. And a key management protocol. So they call it ISA KMP. It's a policy. It's a security. Okay. And the main purpose for it is that establishing of cryptography keys. And if I say cryptography keys, we are talking of what? You know, we have a cryptocurrency. But you know cryptocurrency. Now, if you know cryptocurrency, everybody, if you create a cryptocurrency, they give you alphanumeric keys. But behind that cryptocurrency, it bears what? What we call a pre-share. Sometimes when you're about to enter into your laptop, it asks you the user password. When you are typing the password, you type the password in a plain text. Did you see the password in a plain text? No, it comes in the symbols. It comes in a dot. Do you understand? Those dot, behind those dots are plain text. Because whilst it's coming dot, in your mind, you know what you are typing to form the password. But to somebody who see what you are typing as dot. It's crypto. And it's a Greek word. Crypto means what? Hidden. And look at the word, cryptography. So what is happening is graphical. So the IC, that is the ISA, KMP, is an Internet Security Association and the Key Management Protocol. Establish security association and cryptography key in the internet environment. So for you to protect, one example of the cryptography key pre-shared that we did on Friday, you know, when you check the server asks you, what is the username? Then I said the username is what? VPN book. Then what is the password? The password is what? BKNVX9. You understand? That is the crypto key. So if I want us to do the VPN, every VPN, there is what? ISA key. KMP. I hope it's clear. Yes. So in our router 1, we don't have such key configured. So bear in mind, we have to configure the ISA KMP. ISA KMP. And I said the ISA KMP, ISA stand for Internet Security Association and a key management protocol. We have already done with our licensing of the security packages. We have also done with what? The access list. The next one for us to do, to allow the router to accept the key logins of a security. Wow. I hope you are okay. If you are a managing director to a particular company, at least, and you are looking for a security personnel, you must try your best and get somebody who is declaring about a security expert to interview those who want to be in that position. You know that? Yes, sometimes I've been going for an interview to interview IT guys. So when I find out that if I'm doing the interview and the things are not going on well, I shuffle it to select the good ones out of the bad ones. Some you will see them bragging, but they don't know anything. Because I want the company to get a better side of the security aspect. Are you following it? Yes. So shall we go on now? Be on the router. And now, let's type crypto. And press the shift and the question tag. You see the ISAKMP. It said configure the ISA KMP policy. You see now? Configure. Then the question mark again is telling us that now policy is there. So it said policy. Set policy for an ISA KMP protection suit. So put the policy there. Then what will be the policy number? We have numbers. Look at it. I said the priority of the protection suit. So the number. So we are going to choose 20. So let's choose 20. Then enter. Now bring the question tag again. Bring the question tag. You see we have encryption. Set encryption algorithm for protection suit. And if they said encryption, and we have encapsulation and de-encapsulation. So if we have that word, definitely in our mind we must have encryption and decryption. You can encrypt something, and for you to decrypt it, you must know what you have typed to encrypt it. If I say the password, if you go, the password is the whistle, to whistle. Then if you go and they ask you, what is the password for this object? You must try your best and give two whistle. Then they will know that, yes, you know the password. So you have decrypt it. Are you following it? So let's type the encryption. encryption, then a question tag again, you will see that we are dealing with the advanced encryption standard. Though we can do the data encryption standard, but let us do the advanced encryption word standard, not the key triple DES. So let's choose the A. Then the number will follow. So we are choosing how many bit keys do we need? 5. That is 256. So 256. Then enter. 256 key. And don't forget that the 256 over there includes 0. It's talking about the key logins, okay? The keys. So if I said count a number from 1 to 256, in your mind you omit 0. But remember that 0 is also part of the numbers. So when you add 0 to that is why you can see it starts from what? It said 256 is there, but 0 is included. Okay. So now let's go to authentication pre-shared. Authentication pre-shared, you have to make sure that the two of the opponent, the server, look, Friday, the server username is VPN book. Then the password is also there. So it's a pre-shared. If you get to know the username and later on you got to know the password, if you log in and you are through, you are good to go. Are you following it? Yes. You can pre-share your key. So now let's choose this authentication. It says set authentication method for protection what? Suit. So let's go on. Authentication. Then shift and a question tag. You see pre-shared key. So bear in mind that you have to pre-share. First, we have already done with what? Encryption. Set encryption algorithm. Second, you have to deal with what? Authentication for pre-shared what? Key. So pre-shared. Then you enter. Now, bring the question tag again. Shift and the question tag. Can you see group? So we have finished with the first one. Second one is authentication. Third one is a group. How many users can have access to the pre-share? So we have what we call the DH group. As we said, define element group. So set this. If I said I'm going to talk about this particular, the reason why they call it the define element, I will just say a lot of things about it, okay? Because sometimes when you are dealing with the CISSP, we have something we call it Osler's law. This particular one, Newton law. But do you know that we have a Newton law? Isaac Newton. We have Newton law. Yes. The inventors, what they normally do is that the moment they invent something and it becomes so useful into our corporate network, they put their name on it. Because it's a formula you follow. Then if you follow that formula, what they brought, you become acquainted with whatever that they are doing. So they add their name. So sometimes when you see a defined element, it means it's somebody's name. But what happened before the person put that thing on the group? I don't want to go there because we are doing the VPN. So let's type group. Then the question tag again. We choose define element group. Let's choose what? 5, the highest. Okay. Let's choose the highest one. Enter. So we are done with the group. We are done with encryption. We are done with the authentication. The next point is that we have to exit. When we talk about the hash keys, they are the alphanumeric symbols keys. Okay. Then the lifespan, the lifestamp. The lifestamp is about maybe when you log in inside a VPN, the time it will take you to log out. Maybe you are doing something and somebody comes and you are doing one or two things with the person. By the time you realize your VPN has what? Log out. Can't you see something? Yes, at least you can leave it. Those ones you can just what? Leave them. But if you find out that, okay, it's good for me to configure it, you can do so. Okay? So let's go on. Type exit. Type exit. So now we are going to create the key. We have set the IS, that is Internet Security Association key management what? Key management what? Protocol. We have now set it on our router 1. So we are going to put our key now. Are you following it? This is what we are supposed to do. This is the crypto keys you have to do based on the VPN is what that is what we just did. So keep this in mind. You have to do this one before the main configuration is coming. It's like you are warming up. You are setting things up. Okay. Then after that, what? You pave your way out. So let's go on. Let's type the crypto. Crypto. Then ISAKMP. Then the key. The key. So now you are going to give your ISAKMP key. I told you they said it's a cryptographic key. Okay. So just put your password. So there's going to be a password. It's going to be a password. Then a shift and a question tag. You see address. So the address is going to be this. Let's look at the address. Address is going to be the IP address of the router 3 internal IP. This one. This one. So we are going to type this IP address. Are you following it? Yes. So that is what we are going to type. So that is it. Can you see? It's crypto space Internet Security Association key management policy. Key. This is our password. This is our password. Then if so, which server IP address you have to type? Ours is 20.20.20.1. And that one is which? Oh, sorry. I have to put address there. Okay. I have to put address there. You said?
Why did you give this one address? Okay. It's between the ACL, it's between the router 1 and router 2.
Thank you. I hope you've answered your own question. Yeah, man. Fine, so type the router 3 IP address that links between router 2, this particular IP address. Type it, then enter. Are you done? Now we are going to set the IPsec, that is Internet Protocol Security. The thing is very dicey, but it's normal for us to do so. We are going to set Ipsec. Now, let me show you something first. Press on Windows R and go to Drive C, Command Prompt. Type CMD. Go to Command Prompt. Then CD, then backslash. You can type the CLS to load up, to clear the screen. Yes. Now type net share. Type net share. You know that is fully protected by. We have the IPC $sign over there. Can you see? Now type net user, then enter. Then net view. So far, what you have typed, the first one tells us something. Do you receive something like this? Maybe yours is not like that, okay? But we have a remote IPC. Can you see? Do you have it? Or you have IPsec? IPC. Now we are going to set our internet protocol security. Internet protocol security. Let's continue. Okay, so now we are going to set our IPsec, okay? Internet security. We are going to set our IPsec. So, shall we go on now? We finish with the Ipsec AMP. Then we finish with that one. So let's go to IPsec. Type the crypto. Then a shift and a question tag. You see we finish with the Ipsec AMP. Configure Ipsec AMP policy. So now we are going to configure IPsec. Okay, configure the IPsec what? Security. So let's type IPsec. Then the shift and the question tag. You say transform, define transform and settings. Define transform and settings. So transform and the question tag again. Then you type the word. So it's going to be BF VPN. So this is the name that both of them are going to use for connectivity. So the name you will put it there, be very careful. Okay? So mine is what? BF VPN. BF VPN. Let's make it BF VPN. VPN 1. Okay? You said? Oh, no, I'm just setting it, but you can add any name. It's like you creating, you know that when you were creating the VPN, you type a name. But you don't understand. And that is what we are doing. Okay, it's going to set between the two of them. Okay, so now bring the shift and the question tab. We are going to deal with the pre-share, okay? When you check here, you can see that we have ESP MD5, that is message digest, using the MD5 authentication. So we are going to use, we type the Hillman, if you can remember. So look for ESP-EAES. That is what we typed when we were configuring the ISA KMP. So we are going to use this one first. This one first before we can go on. This particular one is a policy, it's a rule. Okay, we have something we call it handshaking. You have to accept my bidding before I can shake hands with you, which means that we've come to compromise. We've come to a good term. Are you following it? So if my password and your password never liaise, it means that you can't pass through. So I want you to choose ESP-AES. ESP transform using the ESP cipher. Do you remember the cipher? The cipher is an algorithm of what? When we were about to create the... Thank you. Hey, crossover. The thing is something power. So ESP hyphen AE. Remember that the AE over there is what we, when we were configuring the ISA KMP, we choose the AE. Do you remember? Yeah. AES. Bring the question tag. Shift and the question tag. Then now we have to choose the authentication. So let's choose the ESP-SHA. So we have the ESP-SHA. Then H mark. Somebody will ask, what does it mean? Is that not it? Now, it's an algorithm. If they said something algorithm, it's a rule. It's a rule. I can tell you that 6 o'clock, everybody in my house must finish bathing. It's an algorithm, it's a rule, it's a policy. So when you reach there and after 6, you've not taken your bath, you will receive some lashes. It's a rule. Are you following it? So any algorithm is a rule. And they said SHA is an algorithm for secure hash algorithm used for hashing data and certificate files. You see, every piece of data produces a unique hash that is thoroughly non-duplicated by any other piece of data. So it means that when you put password on your file, let me create one algorithm for you to see, okay? I'm going to create one hash key for you to see. Now, if I click on Microsoft Word like this, I'm going to create it. Check it. And I said, I can't see well. Yes, we are learning Anchor. CCNP. Now I finish. I'll go to File. I'll go to Save As. And for me to save it, I will type this particular name to save it, which is we are learning, okay? So I'll save it inside my document, but I won't do that. Let me just create another folder for me, maybe in my file location. I'll create another folder. Then make it CCNP. CCNP. Then I hope you are following. I will save it inside. Next time, if I want to open it, but now I want to put hash key on it. I want to encrypt it. By encrypting it, if I copied it to you, you have to decrypt it with what I've encrypted. If your hash key never tally with mine, if I give you the password and you type different thing, it means that no handshaking. No handshaking. Are you following it? That's why I said if you shake somebody's hand, it means that you agree on one thing. That is the work of the shaking, Charlie. But you agree on one thing. But if I'm coming like this and you put your hand like that, we don't agree on shaking. Are you following it? Fine. I'll go to the same file. I'll go to Save As. Now I want to save it inside the same place, but look at what I'm going to do. I'll come to Tools. You see the tool here? I'll click on the tool. Then I'll click Save Option. Inside the Save option, I have Save. I'll go to Advanced. A whole lot of things over here that you can do justice. So I'll click on Save then. Let me go to General. Okay, General option. You have Save option. Let me go to General option. And I'll type the password. Are you seeing what I'm typing? Can you see? Behind it is a word, but you are seeing it as a symbol. After I finish, I will just click OK. It will ask me again. And I'll click. You see. I'm protecting the data power. I'll save. I'll close this one. Now I have to trace it where I can find the data. You remember that we save it inside what? Pictures. You remember? So the pictures, we save it inside pictures. And it's what? CCNP. You can see we have CCNP. Now look at it. Somebody just sneaked in a copy into his flash drive. He double click it to open it. It's a document is what? Encrypted. Also back at you. Document is what? Encrypted. That picture password I taught you. I went and teach somebody picture password. He was asking me that, is this one part of the operating system? Now, look, if I want to encrypt and see what is inside, and I type, the guy said, crossover. I get the guy. It means that the handshaking is not compromised. So between between router 1 and router 3, there must be SH. I hope you understand. So if it belongs to me, I will just so I know. Again, before it will give me this. Shall we go on? Other side. So, other. Are we okay? Shall we continue? Yes, we are continuing. So now it's time for us to do what? The ESP. So we have the ESP over there. Bring the question tag again. Then we have another. So the ESP. Then choose the ESP-SHA-M-HMAC. Okay, that is what we are going to choose. Are you following it? That would be the handshaking. Okay, and they said that one is secure hash algorithm. This one is secure hash algorithm. If you can remember, we did message digests. May you remember message digest on OSPF what router. So let's go on. ESP-SH. So when you press, just enter. Just enter. Just enter. So remain the last one that you have to do on router 1. You see, one VPN we are doing. You see the configuration? Only one VPN on router 1. After that, we go to router 3 and do the same thing. Let's go. So now we are going to map the two. We are going to create crypto map. So let's go crypto. Bring the question tag. You see the map. You see, it said enter a crypto map. The crypto map you are going to enter is between the VPN that you gave, which VPN name that you gave. Type a VPN name, which is BF what? Have you seen BF? Thank you. Thank you. That is what you are going to type. So make sure that you type map, then BF VPN 1. Don't forget to the word that you type. Then the question tag, we have the map, sequence to insert into crypto map entry. So the sequence, what sequence are we choosing? It said from 1, that is the port, from 1 to 65535. It's a port number. So let's choose 10. Okay. Then the shift and the question tag again. We choose what? Ipsec ISA KMP. Is that not what you just said? We did the Ipsec, we did the ISA KMP. So Ipsec ISA KMP. Enter. Then let's come to descriptions. Is VPN connection to router 3? So encryption. Shift and the question tag. Let me just make it big small. So we have description. What describe the connection that you want to do? So describe of the encryption map statement policy. So it's what? Description. In the shift and the question tag, it said a line, a short description. It said what? VPN. So it's very simple. VPN connection. So it depends on how you want to name your connection. Okay. So we can say that, okay, VPN, let's make it BF VPN connect. Yes. Let's make it VPN. That is a name. We that as a name. Like you creating a VPN and you want to write a name. Are you following it? Connect. Connect. Then to what? Maybe to to BF R3. Then a question tag. That's all. So we are doing the description. The description is going to be on BF VPN connect to BF R3. So you see that this one is the one that is going to stand in for us. Okay. So we are connecting it to what? So it's just the name. Just the name. Enter. Then let's set the pairs. The pairs will be on the IP address on the router 3. So type set. Then the pairs. You set pairs. Then the shift and the question tag again. It said IP address of the pairs. And the IP address of the pairs, you have to choose this one. Okay? The IP address of the pairs. So 20.20.20. Is it 1 or 2? 1. Enter. Then set the transform set. Set the transform set. Then the question tag again. What word did we give it out? Ours is what? BF VPN 1.
No, the one that you did.
It's just the connections, but this one.
Okay.
This.
Yeah.
Yes. The thing is very dicey, but you have to take it cool, okay? So, BF VPN 1. Enter. You finish? Okay, so bring the question tag again. Shift and the question tag. They say match values. You have to match the values. See the values? So let's type match. Match the values. We have to match the values based on what? Address. And what address? Is the access list. Our access list is what? Is it 100? Yes, 100. You enter. All what you did is on router 1. Now remain router what? 3. And what we're supposed to do is that the policy, we have to put it on what? An interface. You remember when when you finish configuring something, you have to put it on an interface. And the interface is going to be on the serial, not the internet interface, fast Ethernet or Giga Ethernet. Okay? Yeah. So type exit. Then let's enter inside the serial. Okay, so thank you very much, those that are online, for participating in such a wonderful, hectic, and harsh configuration. It has been needful and good for you and I to study to make ourselves approved unto others. And future leaders lies on us. Let's come together and roll to the other side. My name once again is Crossover. Thank you very much for being with me. Bye-bye.